Kills. Ryan Burr with a pair of major winners. Justin Leonard, who won the Open. Trevor Immelman, our Masters champion, and one of the great voices of the game, Mark Rolfing.
Let's not forget Dustin Johnson's history. Yeah, he's had a couple of wins this year by large margins. One just last week. Last fall at the HSBC, he lost a huge lead. Justin Rose played a very good round of golf, but he should not have won that tournament. And Scotty McCarron going with just a 3-wood. This elevated tee playing down 35 feet. His driver up the left side, he could get through, and there's some of the wetlands Gary was mentioning up that left-hand side. So obviously it's not in U.S. Open conditions, but he can hit 2-iron, 3-wood. I think there's opportunity for here and there to take a chance, and I think for Rory it's about realizing when that moment is and seizing it. It's a brutal tournament. You end up making it to the finals. You're going to play some 130 to 150 holes, and fun to get 9 holes in. First time I've been back since '93.
Yeah, you were sandwiched in there between a couple of guys named Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods, by the way, won it the year after you won it. That
Phil Mickelson would go out and hit 13 of 14 fairways. His over and under, I would have said, would be 1 over par, probably even. The fact that he shot 77 goes to Trevor's point, how difficult it was to get the ball close to the hole and even just on the greens. Yeah. Beautiful setting here. That's a dune. There's Lake Michigan is right behind there. And Tim Petrovic here on the tee at the par 5. Well, that's a safe line. May take getting there in 2 out of question. Ideally, you'd hit it up the left side of the fairway. Over to 16.
Michael Bradley.
I'd be shocked if he slipped back in the pack. Dustin is clicking on all cylinders. He's so comfortable with every part of his game. In fact, he's so comfortable, he didn't particularly care for the way he drove it last week. He comes here this U.S. Open after winning by 6 shots and changed shafts in his driver. Major championship golf to me is about making adjustments. And the guys are going to have to make some adjustments today. A different wind direction. There was some moisture on the golf course yesterday through the rain. And there's a lot of self-doubt, especially in those first couple holes about, Mark, you mentioned the shot into 10. Like, is that green holding a little more than it was earlier in the week, or, has it firmed up? Now, this from a tight line, I think this is where he's going to excel more with the way he goes about it. Clips it nicely. You can go in with a straighter face. Shows beautiful touch here. When you're as good and as long as Dustin Johnson's been, he doesn't have to chip a whole lot. And when he does, it's usually for eagle on a par 5. It was a lot of fun. The Western Amateur will be back at the Point of Woods next summer, and a lot of the members asked, well, what can we do to create that special vibe that you had back in my amateur days? And I said, you know what, just let the town know that it's coming, get people excited about it, and really turn out for the event. Of course, by Wednesday, I think it's a day to kind of take it easy. I talked to Jordan Spieth earlier today. He played 9 holes. He was going to hit a few putts and then get out of here. I think by this time Wednesday, if you don't manage what you're doing, you can be a little tired, and you never want to be going into the first round of a U.S. Open tired. First couple years on tour. Guys are going to struggle at times, and the issue with putting is that it bleeds into every other part of your game. It looked a little frustrated, a little bit on edge. The U.S. Open will do that to you, but you certainly don't want to warm up that way. Looking golf course. I think to be back where there is history, there's 3 great champions and championships over the last 22 years that have been held here. To be so close back to the origins of the game of golf here in the United States. And a test that a lot of these players, as Jaime mentioned earlier, more of a cerebral test, a lot of strategy involved here. And I look forward to seeing how that plays out.